What is in the food you eat every day? Michelle Victoria will let us know. Michelle, you can come on down.
Hello, I'm Michelle, and my mission is to inspire all of you to live more sustainably. And an easy way to do that is with the food that you eat. So what I want to do is I want to get you really hungry to eat really good food. What's happening here? Oh, there we go. So that what you want to eat is food that's what I would call real food. That's not been altered, that's not loaded with pesticides, herbicides, hormones, or antibiotics. And there's a lot of ways out there that you can get this food. And you don't have to make a drastic change or give up things that you normally would be eating. You just get a different kind of meat or a different kind of vegetable. One that's really produced the way that fruits and vegetables used to be done. So our current food system is pretty much a mess. It requires a lot of fossil fuel. We use lots of this in making the chemicals that go in the soil, pesticides, herbicides, all of that winds up in the food and in the soil. It winds up depleting the soil, and when we don't have good soil, we don't have farms, and eventually when we don't have farms, we probably won't have food. And the way the system now works, it uses lots of water, and the water winds up getting polluted in the ground and in the rivers, and so that creates another problem. Now, we can help the farmers who want to grow real food by shopping at farmers markets, buying organic, joining CSAs. There's lots of different ways to do it, and also by letting the places where we shop know that this matters to us. Now, there's a big experiment going on, and it's been going on for a couple decades, about 2 decades now, and that's with genetically modified food. And there's a lot of doctors and scientists who are now saying that this can be very, very dangerous to us. And we're all the guinea pigs in this experiment. So we can eat good food. This is all food that is either organic or locally grown, and it tastes really good. And probably once you start eating this kind of food, you'll see that it tastes even better than what you're probably used to, and it won't be filled with all these different chemicals inside. Now, one of the problems with our food system today is it's based on corn, and corn is usually genetically modified. And we all pay for this kind of food through government subsidies and through the high medical costs that are in the country right now. Now, we can still eat the things that we like. This is from a company that's making all organic, grass-fed animals to make hot dogs. So you can still eat hot dogs, you can still eat all the kinds of things that maybe you normally really like. And for a lot of people, they think that beef is really a bad thing. But in fact, there's a place in the system for cattle. They wind up fertilizing the soil, so then we don't need to use chemicals. They also allow the soil to hold carbon, so this is a big important issue right now. So when we have that, it helps save carbon. Now, chocolate is something that almost everybody likes, and we have a great chance to get good organic chocolate that's fair trade. And if you see fair trade on something, it's great to buy, because it helps pay farmers a decent wage all around the world. Often it provides education, and now, this is a place that a lot of you may know. This is a local hamburger place, and they're very, very conscious about the food that they buy. And they've made big changes in the food system because they're really committed to using better food, and they have made big changes. This is an organic ice cream place in San Francisco, and as you can see, people are really into it and lining up for it. And we really can make a difference. Walmart stopped carrying all milk that had RBGH, which is a hormone that they were giving to cattle, which creates more milk, but in that milk is pus. So we're drinking pus in the milk, and it also can create cancer. So the company that made this great hormone wound up selling the division, but the division they sold it to is a pharmaceutical company that makes cancer treatment drugs. So it would be nice if we come to a time when this is what we see on all of our food, that there's no sprays and no chemicals, and we can get there by supporting these kinds of businesses and farmers who don't use this, because our bodies don't really need any of that stuff in it. Now, we have a chance when we start shopping this way to know the people who are growing our food. And then there's more responsibility between the farmer and the consumer. And with all the different food scares that have gone on, We all hear an apology afterwards, after people have gotten sick or people have died, but in effect, nothing really changes. And it's so much nicer when you go to the market and you have all these beautiful veggies in front of you and fruit, but they're all grown organically, or at least with minimal pesticides. So we have a choice. We can either stick with the classic way of growing food and eating food, or we can move in this direction, which unfortunately we see happening around the world, and obesity has huge costs in our health and our systems that are all around us. So I hope that you'll join me on this journey to live more sustainably, and food is a really easy way to make a change. So I hope that this will inspire you to at least pick one thing in the food that you eat and find a better alternative for it than what you normally get. Thanks.